Welcome back, legends. I hope you're all fantastic. On today's video, I want to highlight some of my favorite pieces of guitar gear that I've tried so far in 2026. I do like doing these mid-year best of lists as a way to just take a breath, take stock of all the cool things I've had the chance to try so far, and to throw the question out to all of you. What's been your favorite piece of gear? Let me know in the comments section below. But for now, I want to start out by highlighting a few guitars that I really enjoyed playing on the channel this year. The first one is the Jake E. Lee Signature Charvel, mostly for the fact that it's just great to see Jake get some love. This is of course based on his classic Blueburst guitar. I love the combination of the slim neck, the hardtail bridge, a Seymour Duncan humbucker, and those reverse slanted Damasio single coils. It just sounds like a really fat Strat. It's fast and easy to play, and like I said, just great to see Jake get some love. I really enjoyed two new guitars from Gretsch and Gibson, and they sort of have a similar vibe going on. There's the Gretsch Electromatic Premier Jet with the color-changing finish. At the price point that it's available at, especially here in Australia, and the specs that it offers, it's a really great alternative to another single cut like a Les Paul. But then from Epiphone, the Epiphone Futura Explorer. The specs on these are killer. Stainless steel frets on a compound radius fretboard, the color-changing finish. I think the pickups sound great with the push-pull split options, and I mean, who doesn't love a lightning bolt-shaped guitar? It's awesome to see those specs coming to those instruments. It's just a shame Gibson don't currently offer an Explorer with stainless steel frets, but again, at the price point, the Gretsch and the Epiphone, I think, offer really great value for money if you just want a really solid rock guitar. And then another one, which is a little bit left field, it's a bass guitar. It's the Ibanez Mode bass. Essentially, it's like an Ibanez AZ, but for bass, and the specs that are available on this essentially make it a boutique style bass available at production costs. Let's hear a couple of little clips from all of these. Honorable mention to the Fender Ultra 2 75th Anniversary Telly, which I've been playing a lot and you will hear in some of the upcoming clips. But let's move on to amps now. And I've only got two items in here, and you could argue that really only one of them is a true amplifier because the other one is a preamp and direct solution, but the Bad Cat Ocelot blew me away. It's been a long time since I've played through a Bad Cat amp, and that little 2-channel lunchbox tube head just sounds absolutely massive. It's really versatile. You can get classic chimey tones out of it. You can get an AC/DC crunch. You can get that big Mastodon style Chungus tone out of it as well. It looks great. It's got built-in IRs and a built-in load box, so you can run direct with it. At the price it's available as well, it's super competitive with other units which offer similar spec. And the other one is the Tone King Royalist. And like I said, technically it's a preamp and a DI solution, but if you just want a great sounding plexi pedal, it's kind of hard to go past that one. The built-in reverb sounds gorgeous. The built-in IR loading and power amp simulation sounds fantastic. You can use it just on its own as a great sounding cranked up amp tone that you can send straight to the PA, or you could use it as a pedal platform. My buddy Michael Nielsen has an awesome video with the Royalist on a pedal board that he uses for his cover band. And I mean, you should just go and watch Michael's channel anyway because it's amazing. But let's hear a couple of little clips from the Royalist and the Ocelot. Next up, some pedals that I've really been enjoying. The first one would be the Eventide H9 Gen 2. A lot of us have been waiting for them to update the original H9. It's a really lovely form factor, and essentially it's a great Swiss Army knife style pedal. I love that they have done away with the in-app purchases that the original H9 had, where there were 3 different tiers and you could buy individual algorithms. This one just comes fully maxed out. Things like the new granular effects in it sound absolutely stunning as well. And you've got all the classics in there like Microshift, Black Hole, Crystals. They're ever expanding the library and updating it a lot as well. And I'll be really interested to see what they do with that one next. Another one would be the Past Effects OG1. I have to include some Past Effects in here. They make some of my favorite pedals and they're Australian as well. The OG1 just combines a Boss OD1 and SD1 along with a bunch of really thoughtful mods. It's essentially the yellow pedal that I wish Boss would make, and that does all of the things that I want a little yellow overdrive to do. Another one, and this is one I actually haven't done the video for on the channel yet, but it's coming in the next month, is the Way Huge Swollen Pickle 30th anniversary. I love the original Swollen Pickle. It's probably my favorite fuzz ever, and the 30th anniversary edition expands the onboard EQ section. It sounds like a Swollen Pickle, but it gives you some expanded options, which I think is fantastic. It's slightly smaller and it looks really cool. Basically anything George Tripp's touches is going to sound like gold. Another one, which is perfect for character tones, that came out right towards the end of June, is the Crazy Tube Circuits White Whale Jr. It's a true spring reverb and analog tremolo. If you like surf tones, it's basically the smallest way to get a proper spring reverb and trem on your board, but it just sounds lush and gorgeous. Yet it can sound really nasty and filled with character as well. I think a lot of people, when it comes to fuzz and spring reverb, might hear the clips and say, I don't get it. But then when you actually get your hands on it and get to play around with it, you definitely get it. And then the final one is a new company based out of Hong Kong called Sonisfact. They make 3 awesome overdrives that have a graphic EQ and clean blend control. But the one that stood out to me was their chorus and phaser. Basically, an awesome sounding Phase 90 and a Boss CE style chorus in a single pedal with some really nice switching options in there. Let's hear some clips from all of these awesome pedals. To round things out, some software and modeling. One that has been incredibly useful for me, and one that I haven't done a feature video on, but it's been featured in every single video. In fact, you're hearing it right now, is FabFilter Pro C3. This is the update to their compressor plugin. Basically, I use FabFilter so much and I enjoy what they do so much that whenever they release an update for one of their plugins, it's just an insta buy. I don't even bother looking at the specs. I know it's going to be filled with awesome new stuff that is going to perform really well on my computer and as a daily driver. Pro C3 and Pro Q4 do a lot of heavy lifting for me in the studio, whether it's doing these videos or it's just recording music. So I thought that one was worth a mention. The Fractal Audio Icons Pasadena plugin is amazing. So many 5150 style amps, great sounding plexi, some FAS originals like the Stealth Blue, which is my favorite high gain amp in the Fractal ecosystem. There's dual detune, there's plate reverb, there's a great set of stereo delays and some effects. I think if I could just have a single guitar plugin to do what I do to get my sound, that would be the one that I reach for. Again, having Fractal in your DAW is amazing. It sounds exactly like the Axe-Fx amp modeling, but you can run as many instances of it as you like when you're recording, and for a much, much lower price than their hardware. I think they're going to sell a lot of those plugins. Another one is Two Notes Genome 2. I was really impressed with that. That has to be one of the best looking guitar suites out there. The fact that now they're getting into the parametric capturing with their Capture Studio. They've got their NAMM A2 based amp models, which sound really good. There's extra features in there like the mix fit function, where essentially you have an end of chain saturation, EQ, sweetening style effect on there. The transpose is really good. You know, they are absolutely killing it when it comes to an all-encompassing guitar suite. So really impressed with that. And NAMM A2, I think, just deserves a mention, whether it is in software or in hardware. It's awesome to see a more CPU efficient version of Neural Amp Modeler, and one that sounds more accurate to the source, even though NAMM A1 sounded fantastic as well. It's also great to see NAMM being proliferated into hardware like the Darkglass Anagram, NUX MG50. I know they're using that with conversion in there, but the Anagram runs it natively. Two Notes Genome is able to run those A2 captures as well. And I think we're moving to the point where we're just going to see NAMM loading like IR loading, where it's just another utility that you can use to get great guitar sounds. And the challenge is going to be seeing how it's integrated with hardware, making it a really pleasant experience, whether it's having parametric captures, so it's a lot more like using an amp, whether it's just having multiple NAMM captures like the Anagram can have. So you could have a NAMM of a drive pedal, your amp, and then maybe some end of chain sweetening or something like that. I'm really excited to see where that one is going. On top of all of that, NAMM is open source as well. So if you want to use it for free to either play back NAMM captures or capture your own gear, you can just get the Neural Amp Modeler plugin and get to it. While those are the highlights for the pieces of gear that I've had the chance to play, there are so many more that I would love to get my hands on for the rest of 2026. Things like the Charvel Neo Classic series, the Hills extended range headless guitars that they are now making, more Bad Cat amps. I was so impressed with the Ocelot that I'd love to try a Lynx or a Hot Cat 50, and then obscure older gear, whether it's some long forgotten or underappreciated Boss pedals, old Marshalls like the JTM 60 and JCM 600. I'm constantly on the look for weird old things like that to do as part of my Great or Garbage series. I love looking at new gear. I love looking at old gear with a fresh set of eyes and ears. And of course, I'm in such a fortunate position to be able to do this. None of it is possible without all of you actually watching the videos, taking the time to comment on them. People who support me on Patreon go such a long way to making what I do possible. To everybody who's actually taken the time to check out some of the music that I make with my band Ragdoll, that also warms my heart. But again, none of this is possible without all of you. And ultimately, I just try to make videos that I would personally want to watch as somebody who loves loud guitar noises, as somebody who is an absolute gearhead. I just try to approach these in a way where I would actually want to watch them. So I really hope that hits home for all of you. And having said that, I would love to hear from all of you now. Let me know the best new piece of gear you've checked out in 2026, whether it's something that has newly been released or if it's just pre-loved and new to you. I did put a post up on my Facebook page recently asking the same question, and I got so many amazing replies. You've all got immaculate taste in gear, and it just makes me so happy to see. For now though, why don't you go and grab your guitars and make some loud guitar noises? And until next time, thanks for watching. I'll see you then.